I'll get to Mr. World in a minute. Mr. Town has a little bit of a character arc, I guess you could say. Uh, and it basically starts when after the big, meeting of gods at the house on the rock, Shadow gets abducted by Mr. Wood and Mr. Stone, and then is taken to this, like, whatever warehouse, and they start interrogating him, and they start threatening him and all this. But Laura, Shadow's wife, now deceased and a zombie, comes in and kills him. Well, Mr. Town doesn't know that it's Laura that did it, and so everybody assumes that it was Shadow who did it, and so Mr. Town wants to take revenge. And so he hates Shadow. He hates Shadow because of something that Shadow didn't even do, but that he presumed Shadow did do. And I kind of wonder if that whole significance is, or that whole story and that whole resentment and all that, if Mr. Town's entire story is simply to lead up to his finding Shadow hanging from the ash tree and poking him with a stick. That whole ash tree thing is like, wow. But maybe I'll do a whole episode on that. I don't know. I've got everything all planned out. But anyways, so I kind of wonder if that whole arc with, Woody and Stone being killed and Mr. Town seeking revenge is just to lead up to giving Mr. Town a reason to poke Shadow with a stick. So, then as I mentioned before, Mr. World is kind of like the ringleader of these black hats. Thus the significance of, Mr. World. Yes, I run the world, sort of thing. But, surprise, surprise, I already gave you the spoiler alert, as we all should know if you're listening to this. Mr. World is actually Loki Lysmith. Yes. And that's actually more telling of Loki's character than the whole idea of these black hats and the conspiracy theories. So, because Loki is a sneaky trickster of a bastard. And actually in Old Norse theology, he was quite the shapeshifter. So, yes. So there you are. Those are the new gods that we get introduced to in this book. That's all I have to say about that, because I am not good at ending these things. So, that being said, if you would like to contact me on social media, my username is PurpleBecca923. That's PurpleBecca 923. You can find me with that username on Snapchat, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook. Yes. And especially with regards to Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, I always follow back. Always, 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 unless and until you send me something inappropriate and or you stop following me, in which case I unfollow. I tend to follow the people that are following me, especially on Instagram. So, yes. If you'd like to email me, purplebubblespace@gmail.com. My website is purplebubblespace.simdiff.com. There should be links to that on my Spreaker profile if you need clarification. So until next time, remember that education is fresh. So go out there and fly with the penguins. Talk to you next time. Toodaloo-doo.